Get ready for our most amazing show tonight. This episode is called our Bon Appetit edition. We have the Black Girl Tamales owner, Chef LaToya Larkins.
Just so you know moments with a twist. Your host, Dr. Jackson Dean, the Pin Slayer. You ready? Let's go. Just so you know moments with a twist. Oh, talk show host, speaker, life and success strategist, author. Oh yeah. I inspire, empower, and coach others to be the best. Just so you know, moments with a twist. Are you ready?
This Just So You Know moment is brought to you by Dr. LaShonda Jackson Dean, Jackson Dean Investments, and JDI Multimedia Network. Just so you know, Dr. Jackson Dean, the TV talk show queen, the Pin Slayer, strategist, multiple national and international best-selling author, multiple national and international empowerment speaker, says, I am a talk show host, a speaker, life and success strategist, and an author. I inspire, empower, and coach others to be the best version of themselves. Welcome to Just So You Know moment with a twist. I am your host, Dr. LaShonda Jackson Dean. Get ready for our most amazing show tonight. This episode is called our Bon Appetit edition. We have the most talented, the beautiful, the Black Girl Tamales owner, Chef LaToya Larkins. And we'll be right back. And we're back. Thank you so much for joining us at Just So You Know moment with a twist. I'm your host, Dr. LaShonda Jackson Dean. We're here with the chef.
Hello.
Chef LaToya Larkins, owner of the Black Girl Tamale. And we're about to get in here and see how she works the kitchen around. Chef Larkin, thank you so much for being here. We're so excited that you're here, blessing us with what you do. So, Chef Larkin, tell our audience just who you are and what you do.
Awesome. So first and foremost, thank you so much for having me. That is first and foremost. It's a blessing and an opportunity. So just a little bit about myself. I'm Chef LaToya Larkin, also known as Chef Diva. Recently a retired educator at the age of 40 for public education. So just kind of transitioning and going into my concepts full throttle. So I've been a chef 21 years. Went straight out of high school. So this is just one of the things that I've always done. Been cooking literally since I was 7 years old. My grandma was 30 plus years I've been cooking. So I've learned the science and the know-how behind it. So this is what I do. This is what I love.
Yes, I am so excited, especially the part about you retiring at 40. She was an educator and now she's gone full throttle into what she loves doing, which is cooking. So tell us, what are you doing today here?
So today what we'll be doing is my top two sellers. First and foremost, the number one seller is the collard green tamales.
Collard green?
Collard green tamales.
Collard green tamales. What?
Collard green. So I came up with that concept. This came about a few years ago. My son, he's my sous chef, my right hand man, Xavier. Give a shout out to my sous chef.
Hey,
so we were doing some tamales. So I always used to roll them during the summertime, right? I sold them, I sell them here and out throughout the school year round. So the year really around the summertime, that's when we really be pumping them. And so we did a brunch for Mother's Day. And so I had like a little bit of collard greens left. And so I was like, you know what, son? I'm gonna go and do some collard green tamales. And he was like, collard green? I'm tripping. And I was like, nah, think about it. I was like, it's like cornbread and collard greens.
Yeah.
And he was like, okay.
Makes sense.
Yeah, he was like, all right, I don't know, he's still doing too much. And I was like, I'm telling you, trust me, we're gonna be onto something. I was like, ain't nobody doing it like this. Everybody does the traditional pork, the traditional chicken, maybe some beef and bean and cheese, but We're not doing no collard green tamales.
So what are you saying? So this is more like a vegetarian. This is just straight collard greens and then the tamale mix.
Collard greens, I have two versions. I have the vegetarian version with no meat, and then I also have the collard green and smoked turkey. So.
Oh wow.
So yeah, so I do have options for the vegetarians. I'm still working on some vegan things, but I do have vegetarian options. So, and then our second option that we'll be doing is boudin tamales.
Ooh, boudin! I love boudin.
Everybody loves good boudin.
Everybody loves
you can't
good
even
boudin.
say Louisiana and not know what boudin is.
Absolutely.
So, and it's so crazy because I used to live in Atlanta. Right, I went to culinary school. I got my undergrad degree from there when I was in culinary school, and nobody knew what boudin was.
Mm-hmm.
Boudin was one because I was telling my son's father at the time we were together. I was like, I want some boudin. And he was like, you know, they don't really sell boudin like that up here because he grew up in Houston. So I was like, okay. So I always have to bring boudin when I came to Houston. I have to take it back to Atlanta. So again, having that concept of boudin, because again, if you're not from Texas, Louisiana, nobody really knows about boudin.
That's true.
And so yeah, and then actually one of my friends, she had told me, she was like, why don't you make a boudin? So I'm like, boudin? I was like, I don't know. She was like, I'm telling you, think about it. That's gonna be good. I mean, like boudin smells, they're really, really good. And I was like, okay. I was like, well, I'll try it out. I was like, I'm always taking options and trying. And
I love boudin.
one of the top sellers again is right there with the collard greens. So,
well, let's jump into it. So Chef Larkin is going to give us a demonstration of how she makes her collard green tamales. This is a patent dish. Okay, this is Chef Larkin's gift. So we gotta wash our hands.
and also for you that don't, in case you might not know, 20 seconds to wash your hands. You can also just sing the happy birthday song for just 20 seconds. And of course, with the COVID.
Now we're all nice and clean. Let's get started. I want to help. Can I help?
Oh, sure. I'm a chef. I love my sous chefs. So you can always help out. All right, so we have our setup here. We have our husk, our softened husk, and then we have our signature seasoned masa, and our collard green fillings, and the boudin filling. So what we'll do is take one of the corn husks, and then on the corn husk, you want to make sure you soften them in hot water. You can do about 20 to 30 minutes. And then let me see, some of them, like this one right here, has like a little bit of the silk.
Right.
So you want to make sure to sit that to the side. Then we're going to lay them down.
So Chef, you know I don't cook, right?
No, not at all?
I don't cook at all. I used to cook,
Okay.
but my husband likes to cook. And so I ain't fighting nobody over the
I know
kitchen.
that's right.
He want to cook, you can have it, but it call me when the food is ready.
I know that's right. And here's the thing, I love people that can cook. I mean, men that can cook. Nobody ever want to cook for me. Nobody ever want to cook. But I'm really okay with it.
I've always been blessed with somebody that can cook for me.
So we'll take 1 scoop of the masa. So this is a 1 ounce scoop. So you can take that and put that there. And then, matter of fact, let's use this one right here because this one has a rip in it.
Okay.
So you can put that one there. And then you can actually take this one here.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll let you take this one here. You can press it out. So there's a couple of ways you can do it on the masa. Now, some of the masa isn't really formed. Let me see this real quick. So I'm gonna just scoop some out. My masa, I like it a little bit thicker because it's more efficient for spreading. I know like some masas, they tend to be a little bit thinner, and then you have to use like the spreader to spread. And that's how I grew up making, because my grandmother's tamales were that way. But again, as I got older and just doing things a little bit more efficient, I found it was a whole lot more efficient to just have a little bit more stiffer, and then that way we press it down, comes out just like that. So, and then that way you could do like multiple ones at a time. So we got enough here for about a half a dozen of each. So we will spread out. Let's let out a bit more.
Okay.
Yeah, you go ahead and scoop them out. So this is kind of how I make my songs. We work at the assembly line, so like I lay them out, he lay them out, and then I come through and scoop them and roll them, and we'll be good to go. So like on these big ones right here, you can actually split these.
Is this too small?
I'll roll this one because that might not be it for you. Be the beginner. So.
Yeah.
Okay. So on the big ones, you can split these. So we're gonna this side. And then split this one as well. So Dr. Jackson, what's your favorite tamale? What type of tamale do you like?
I'm new to tamales.
Oh, okay.
I am new. Now my husband loves tamales.
Okay.
But I don't know. I'm one of those people. It's texture with food that kind of gets me.
Gotcha.
And so it took me a while to really warm up to the tamales.
Okay.
And so I can't really tell you if there's different types. I've only had the beef and the pork ones. And so I'm cool with beef. I'm cool with pork. So I like either one of the tamales.
Okay, awesome.
I would like to taste this vegetarian one and see what it tastes like.
Awesome.
as well.
Well, guess what? We have some other, because I have other options as well. Just to enlighten you guys on some of the flavors, I have a smothered pork chop.
Oh.
Which we have some of those on hand. Now, I didn't bring the filling for it, but we do have those on hand. Smothered pork chop, smothered chicken, oxtail.
Now, I do love oxtail.
And these are, and again, these are tamales. These are all tamales. Because every time I hit people with this, like, wait a minute, we still talking about tamales? We're still talking about tamales. Like, this is exactly what we're talking about. This is what I do. Because again, it's, one thing that I'll say, there are a lot of people that make tamales, just like you said, that traditional chicken, pork, beef that you like, but nobody's doing the fusion concept.
That's true. I'm new to, relatively new to oxtails. Okay. My husband would cook them on Sunday, and I wouldn't eat them for the longest time. I'm like, I don't want that. And I
sound like one of the kids.
Yeah, I mess around and tasted them. Like,
yeah.
Oh my God! So like every Sunday, I'm like, you are cooking oxtails, huh?
Right.
So like, you can't eat oxtails every Sunday.
Yeah, no, not every Sunday. You know, like because that is one of those Sunday dinners. One of those type.
So I want it on Sunday.
Yeah, that's one of those Sunday dinners, without a doubt. Definitely without a doubt.
Oh me.
So, but yeah, so outside of the soul food line that I have, I also have crawfish etouffee, shrimp etouffee.
I do that.
Yeah, shrimp etouffee. Okay, cool.
Yes.
I also have the loaded tamales. So I do have those two loaded. So we'll try some of those later. The loaded crawfish etouffee and loaded shrimp. And when they're loaded, it's 3 tamales of your choice, loaded with dirty rice, and then topped with either crawfish etouffee or the shrimp etouffee, or you get the combo. Shrimp and the crawfish. And then also have nacho. That is also a very good seller as well. Red beans and rice. I also have another vegetarian, just like the kind of like the meatless crumbles, the beefless crumbles, that are taco flavored. So those, and let's see what else. I feel like I'm missing one. Jerk chicken.
Oh wow, jerk chicken.
The jerk chicken. That was the last one that I came up with, and that was a really, really good one. That went over well. So I'm excited about that and seeing what that's going to do for the summer.
Chef got Dr. Jackson in here cooking. What's that song where Lil Wayne said? I'm in Hell's Kitchen with an apron and a hairnet on.
Look, the only thing she misses is the hairnet. All right, so we're gonna take our feelings here. Oh, yes.
Got me cooking in here, y'all. You know this don't happen. But I'm enjoying it. I'm learning a lot here because I really didn't know how the tamales were actually made. So now I'm seeing this for myself and actually getting a chance to take part in this.
Okay. All right, so we're going to get a little bit of our filling, and then I'll start it out right here.
Okay.
We're going to do it right here.
We're going to finish. How many you want me to do?
You could do, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you could do these 6.
With the greens? All the greens?
Mm-hmm. And then we'll do a dozen. Total of a dozen. And then I'm gonna let her put those on, and I'm gonna go ahead and get the rest of these ready for the boudin, and then we'll roll them out.
Roll them. So, what made you start cooking?
What made me start cooking? So I started cooking, as I mentioned, I started cooking with my grandma.
Mm-hmm.
So my grandmother, excellent cook. And she was also one of those that gave me a chance. You know those that see you want to do it. Oh, okay. Pull up the chair. That was her thing. She made me pull up the chair. I'm in there measuring out stuff, looking up stuff. And then I also grew up in the era with PBS that had the great chefs and stuff like that.
Right.
So I've always loved to cook. And then
wait a minute. You said that your grandma and y'all were using recipes. Grandmas don't use recipes. The ancestors tell them when to stop spreading.
No. Cooking for over. You're gonna do this one?
Yeah.
Okay. So this will be the same concept like that, and then I'll show you how we're gonna roll it. But yeah, I've always loved to cook. When I was in high school, I did cosmetology, and it was one of those things like I love good grooming and keeping myself groomed and do my hair, but it's just like it wasn't what I wanted to do.
That hairstyle is boss that you're wearing.
It definitely was. Thank you. It wasn't what I wanted to do, and so it just came to that thing of like I always loved to cook, and one thing that I realized when I was choosing a career, because I took a year off out of high school. I took a year off before I went to culinary school. Mm-hmm. But I've always realized, when people get money, the first thing they do is what?
Spend it.
They want to go, and then they spend it on something to eat. Most likely, even if they're out shopping, after they finish shopping, they gotta get something to eat.
I know I'm gonna get something to eat.
Right, and even with events and stuff, like everything just revolves around food. So it was just like that's why it became one of those things. Like what, I'm gonna always have a job. I'm gonna always have something to do because everything revolves around food. So
I keep trying to tell my husband the same thing.
Yeah, like everything truly revolves around food. So that was kind of what made me pursue. So this will be our last one.
With this.
So I'm gonna move this stuff out of the way since we're doing this to work.
Okay.
Here's this. I'm gonna take this out. All right, so when we roll, we want to bring them over this way.
So she's folding them in half and then rolling them. Okay.
Mm-hmm. You have to, because when you get corn husks, they're really dry. Mm-hmm. So they're dried out, so it's hard for them to be pliable. It's hard to roll them, but they're not. Yeah, we're just gonna roll the top. Just roll them at the top right here, and leave this in.
Oh, sorry.
Just roll it under it that way.
And then put too much in this one.
Too much in it.
That's a little help. Yeah. think my husband might be a little bit too smile. You know, some things you have to leave to the professionals, okay?
So, what we'll do, as a matter of fact, what we could do is,
I know my limits.
when we have
This
those
is it.
that may be like just a little bit short, that's not a problem. So what we'll do is just take like a half of this one and then we'll put it on top, so that away.
As my mom would say, put a piece in it.
Yep. Right there. All right.
Wrap them and stack them.
And roll it on.
So is there a method to how far down we cut, or we just cutting off the excess?
Just cutting off the excess ends. We just want to make sure the pipes are stay together. Come on, make you see the difference.
Like a burrito.
Yeah, there you go. Just roll them like a burrito. And then just tuck in the ends. So now that we have our tamales rolled up, we'll go ahead and just label them so we know what it is. So this was boudin. So we just label boudin.
Okay.
And we'll take these and walk them over and put them in our steamer. And when you put them in the steamer, you're going to steam them. When you put them in, you're going to steam them for 1 hour and 15 minutes. So that is going to be like your perfect tamale. Once you pull them out and you steam them.
Okay. All right. Sounds good.
Awesome.
So, once they're steamed, what happens then?
It's time.
Here's the coup de grace now.
Yeah, it's time to eat.
Let's do it.
It's time to eat.
We're about to see what the finished product looks like. Come on with it, Chef LaToya.
Now, normally we would have, you want to put them on here. Normally we have a pair of tongs. So we're going to go ahead and put these on right here. All right, So, all right, want to go ahead and unravel? So, those are the collard greens you have. This is the big one.
Woo! Wow. Check that out. Collard green tamales, boudin tamales. Look out into the audience and tell my audience exactly how they can get in contact with you if they would like to get your services.
So if you'd like to utilize my services, you can go to the website, blackgirltamales.com. You can also check me out on social media. I'm on Facebook. I'm Black Girl Tamales. Not Enough Time Personal Chef Services, and that is Time THYME. Like the herb time.
Like the herb.
Yeah.
The first time I saw it, I thought this is so cute.
Put the twist on it. So yeah, Not Enough Time Personal Chef Services. That's the Facebook page. And then on Instagram, I am Black Girl Tamales Chef Diva, and that is Diva with the H. So DIVAH. And then those are the ways you can get into contact with me. And you know, once you reach out to me, I'm pretty much accessible. You know, take care of you, and so that's what I do. I serve.
And she really does. Like I said, that we utilized her cooking services during COVID, and everything was delicious. Everything was delicious. This girl can cook.
Thank you.
This girl can cook. She knows her way around.
I'm a little someone.
No, she knows a whole lot. Don't let her fool you. Don't let her fool you. She knows a whole lot, and she does really, really well.
Yeah, thank you. I'm so glad you enjoyed it.
But just so you know, Moment, with the Twist TV talk show, Jackson Dean Investments and JDI Multimedia Network would like to thank our special guest, Chef LaToya Larkins, owner of the Black Girl Tamales. Thank you so much for being the best part of Just So You Know Moment with a Twist TV talk show. Before I go, I'd like to leave you with a word of encouragement. You're more confident than you believe, more powerful than you seem, wiser than you think, and more favored than you ever know. Thank you so much to our TV audience and everyone all around the world for joining us for Just So You Know Moment with a Twist TV talk show. Bye-bye for now.
Is Just So You Know Moments with a Twist. Your host, Dr. Jackson Dean, the Pen Slayer. You ready? Let's go. Just so